Hello everyone, you are watching a segment of the Countdown program from September 11, 2023. Today is Monday. See the full version on the Patreon resource. And thanks to everyone who is becoming our patrons right now. Those who subscribe to the $7 package will also receive the postscript program. More on its topics a little later, but now let's get to the main topic. For several days, the depths enthusiastically poked their voices into the stumps. As it should be, the United Russia won, and in Moscow also Sobyanin. All current regional heads and acting governors were able to be re-elected. With the exception of the communist Valentin Konovalov in Khakassia, they all ran in the elections from United Russia. And only Konovalov, judging by the latest published figures, has an indicator below 70%. His United Russia competitor Sergei Sokol withdrew from the elections, so the Red Brother had to draw votes. No problem, they'll change it on the sly. The fresh, sober Medvedev called on the Edros, as comrades in the gang, to unite before the re-establishment of the main rat, to group and prepare. After all, these stumps were warm-up, ahead was the main fascist attraction. It is clear that no one recognizes its legitimacy, but the bandits do not need this. They need internal recognition from the lads, which will allow Putin to rule for another 6 years, during which he will exceed Stalin's reign. And no matter how Savik Shuster preaches, following Professor Solovyov in predicting Putin's imminent death, Parkinson's cancer does not itch in a bald person. The only thing that threatens him is sudden death as a result of a conspiracy, the prospects of which are not visible at all. However, that's why it's a conspiracy, to prepare in complete secrecy and to happen suddenly. But even upon careful examination, the slightest indirect signs of an impending palace coup are not visible. And Medvedev continues to shock the public with his texts. On the eve of the anniversary of the 9/11 tract, he announced the next terrorist attack, savoring the details. Quote, "I don't want to be too harsh, but they will expect that at some point terrorists will again carry out an attack in the style of the 9th of November 2001, but with an atomic or biological component. Or even cleaner, some of the leaders of nuclear countries will lose their nerve, and he will make an emotional decision to use WMD. Moreover, the nuclear club is constantly expanding, and a significant part of it is not bound by any obligations. And then that's it, Hannah. All that remains is to collect money for a new monument in the Ground Zero area. Best case scenario. And in the worst case, the wreaths will simply be lowered into the water." End of quote. It seems that Dmitry Apokalipsevich really likes the role of the scarecrow in the outcast vegetable garden. Between the first and second you can write a bunch of texts, the reading of which would make even a bald professor raise his hair. But alcoholic entertainment is one thing, and bald plans are another. According to the General Staff of Ukraine, mass forced mobilization of the population will soon begin in Russia. Putin and Shoigu plan to recruit from 400 to 700,000 people. Moreover, they will announce it, including in temporarily occupied territories, in order to cover catastrophic losses. Watch this and other stories in full on Patreon. Become our patrons right now and look further in this program. The G20 summit ended in India, leaving the vague impression that it was a summit of political non-entrance. The cave is being prepared for the Eastern Economic Forum, and since Comrade Xi will not come, he is expected to be eclipsed by Comrade Kim Jong-un, who has already left for a meeting with Putin. Crimea is restless, shaky and alarming. For some reason, diesel fuel has disappeared here. Watch in the program, Postscript. Amid the protracted war, Putin ordered the system's structure to grow even deeper into the ground. Everyone stay put, wandering is cancelled. Sit in the chairs like a glove. Putin is in power, the old guard is on the lookout. The re-establishment of the group on which the bald dictator relies was successful. Against the background of the demonstrative strengthening of Putin's vertical, the West is increasingly coming to the conclusion that a collision with the cave boy is a reality. And it shouldn't be scary. You just need to prepare for it. NATO will hold its largest joint exercise since the Cold War in 2024. And that is all. View all of our programs on the Patreon resource. And thanks to everyone who is becoming our patrons right now. Hugs to everyone. See you on Thursday. Glory to Ukraine.